It's the main event. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him as 17-year NFL veteran, three-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys. And folks, he might have heard he was going to the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame yesterday. For induction when nobody notices coming up in July. Dale Hillistray's here, everybody.
Can't wait, Steven. Can't wait to hear the names. Can't wait to hear the names, but actually, I just saw this article
Yes.
on ESPN about the sale of the Lakers.
Yeah, that's what I was reading when you came in today.
Wow.
Again, second generational wealth, folks. Dirtbags.
Everybody's upset. Everybody's mad, but guess what?
Yeah, they're all $1 billion richer.
They're splitting $10 billion.
Yeah, but it's an interesting story, too, because you have power-hungry parts of the family. He has 6 kids, by the way.
Yes.
And Bus's dream was always, last man standing, basically. So they're all 6 co-owners of the Lakers, and then they make the decisions and do whatever and everything. And then the last one that's alive gets, every time somebody dies, unfortunately, right, all the shares go to the other kids. Like that's in the family trust. And they actually sued over it for power, all of that stuff. She fired people left and right, Jeannie did, and all of that. And it's a crazy story.
Yes.
That when Dad was alive, everybody was like, oh, this is a great idea. Let's do this. Second he dies, power hungry. And half of the kids wanted the trust to be followed. So they were like, no, we're all part of this. We're all part of this. And then you got the couple of them that were backstabbing, trying to get power. It's fascinating read.
Yes.
That's why, like we talked about Biscotti there at in Ravens, where he was like, I'm not owning this team in 10 to 15 years.
Right.
I'm selling it. I'm not leaving it to my kids. That just causes problems. My kids are getting cash.
That cash doesn't seem to cause many problems as long as it's spelled out.
Well, that's the thing. Everybody gets X amount of cash.
Yes.
It's an equal amount, and go live your lives. And I mean, one of the brothers flat out said, he goes, when the fighting happened and everything, he was like, I haven't talked to my sister, and maybe 5 times in the last 10 years.
And they supposedly both work for the Lakers.
Yeah, they all were part of Lakers at one time. Yeah, now they have a new owner, so it's all different now. But yeah, no, you can ruin family relationships. It's better just to give everybody the same amount of cash, and then probably, your family can still get destroyed in that instance. But yeah, second generation in power, man. Dirty
I'm
deeds.
so glad I don't own something worth $10 billion.
That's why you sold the cookie business.
Yeah, I don't want Hillary and Kendall to be bickering.
No, they're going to be bickering over that 3rd Super Bowl ring.
Yeah.
No matter what you have in your will, Dale, there will be a lawsuit over the 3rd Super Bowl ring.
I might just put the 3 of them in a bag, jumble them around, pick one out, and melt that one down.
But you need to do that before you go.
Yeah.
Because if you leave it to after you're here, it's going to get all messed up and everything. I always joke around when I say, and people fight over the dumbest things, right? No, I like his watch. It was a $10 watch at Walmart. Yeah, but he had it for 30 years, and I want it. And then there's a big fight over it. Nothing tears a family apart like death.
I'm looking. So in 1979, Jerry Buss paid $67.5 million,
but not just for the Lakers.
No, for the Lakers, the LA Kings, the Forum,
the whole building,
and a 13,000-acre California ranch.
Yeah, that's my favorite part of the deal. You think Buss is like, oh, okay, I want this, I want this, I want this. You know what? Throw your ranch in too.
Yeah, that little bitty ranch up there.
He bought it from Jack Kent Cook, I believe, right? If I remember correctly.
Yes.
Who, of course, owned all the land down there in San Diego and all of that stuff. And they were the San Diego Lakers back then as well.
And then how about that? How about Jerry Buss's timing? He's like a dentist or something.
I did not know that was his first year. I thought it was like 4 or 5 years after owning him.
Yeah, your first year, you buy a new team. Oh, Magic's available.
Got Magic Johnson in that deal. There was some movie, I don't remember what movie it was, where they show that negotiation with Magic's like, yeah, I don't care. I'll just go back to school. And they have to cave and give it to him. But championship in his first year. I didn't realize he won it in his first year. I thought it was a couple years after he bought it from there. But yeah, no, it's an interesting read. And it goes to my whole thing of nothing will ruin your family more. That's why, when the Baltimore guy said what he said, I'm selling this thing. I'm not leaving this thing to the kids. Now, if you have one kid, that's a different situation because who's he going to fight with? But you
Yeah.
got two or three, you never, just telling you, man, power goes to people's heads. People want certain stuff. And like I said, every Laker was going to make the same amount of money when it splits up. Nobody was going to get more. They were fighting over control and who's in charge of the team, who can make the decisions, and it just ruins the family and the history and all of that stuff. So and Dr. Buss was just a great human being from all accounts, from what I understand as well, and everything. And yeah, and his kids aren't very nice.
Mm-mm-mm.
So Dale, get that third ring all melted down. No, I'd sell it someplace. Somebody will buy it. Don't melt it. Put the one you don't like the most up. The third one with Barry, you didn't like. You didn't like that
Oh
one.
no, that's the biggest one, and that's the one out here.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You got that meme. Won it in your hometown.
Yeah.
30.
Yeah.
Who was it? Diana Ross left the stadium in a helicopter.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other night. Some people were over. Michael Jackson was our first halftime entertainer.
And he was like the first entertainer, right?
That was at the Rose Bowl.
Yeah. But I mean, like, normally before that, it was marching bands and things like
Probably.
Yeah.
And Diana Ross flew in a helicopter here
that. Yeah.
in
I remember
Tempe.
that. I remember that.
And I forget who the second one was. It was in Atlanta. I can't.
In Atlanta?
Yeah, of
What
course.
Super Bowl was that?
Well, it's Super Bowl 27, Super Bowl 28.
28 halftime show.
They missed Super Bowl 29.
All right, let's see. Oh, it had to be 29, right? Oh, no,
No,
because you
20.
missed 29.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rockin' Country Sunday.
Huh.
Clint Black, Tanya Tucker, Travis Tritt, and the Judds performed hits
Really?
during that. I'm surprised that's the one you didn't miss halftime when you weren't out there rocking out.
I had things on my mind, Steve.
Interesting enough. What did you have on your mind? You were blowing them out by that point.
No, we weren't. Second one, we were behind at
I was gonna
halftime.
say you were losing, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? Cowboy themed halftime show, and the Cowboys were there. Yeah, tell me the NFL's not scripted
Wow.
without telling me.
All right, so who's halftime entertainment this Super Bowl?
Bad Bunny?
All right, so which team goes with Bad Bunny?
Which one has the most Puerto Ricans on the team? I think Bad Bunny's Puerto Rican, right? Yeah.
You're asking.
He sings in Spanish. I know that.
You're asking me?
Yeah. So which one there is the problem? Yeah, that's what I want to know. I was reading some interesting things on the Bills yesterday. Like, you've heard all these rumors, right? McDermott says he doesn't want to do another startup team. Like Newsweek had an article on that, and everybody's kind of poo-pooing that a little bit and stuff like that. And we'll get into the Cardinals search here. Cardinals non-search coming up here. Came to a realization yesterday.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's not good.
Was this before or after your nap and taking shots
I did not
at
get
me
a
on
nap
Facebook?
yesterday. Quit accusing me of taking a nap yesterday.
Taking
I did not
shots
have a
at
nap
me.
yesterday. I swear to God, yesterday, the day after a holiday, I'm pretty sure everybody showed up to work yesterday and they went, you know what, I'm just going to screw Steve over today. I'm going to call Steve and give him some bad news today.
Ooh.
Yeah, everybody was doing it.
Even Joe?
Everybody was doing it. Well, no, Joe just gives everybody bad news and period stuff. I don't have to deal with him anymore, thank goodness. But yeah, no, it's just it was amazing. Like every time somebody called and I picked up the phone, it was like, what? State Farm. Yeah, State Farm can go.
State Farm. No, you're mad at them now?
Oh no, I've been not happy with State Farm. I've moved properties away from them. Those of you who don't know, I have the investment business. I've talked about it before. I've moved properties away from them already. I've moved cars away from them already, work vehicles and stuff to that effect for the company. I moved stuff away from State Farm, and I'm slowly doing it. I'm not doing it all at once because my agents, I've been with her for a bunch of years. It's not her fault. Her company sucks or whatever. So I got this house that developed a roof leak. Storm rolled through, blew the shingles off. One of these storms, tenant doesn't tell us. So I don't know how long it's been down, probably a month or so, but we call it in, right? And they go inspect it. It's not that they denied the claim. That's annoying to me. Like I have expected them to deny it because if you know anything about State Farm these days, they're like, oh, the roof's past its life. Well, those are 30-year shingles. Yeah, but you should replace them every 15 years. And nobody replaces roofs every 15 years. That's stupid. That's ridiculous. It's still good. At one point, months ago, they were like, "Well, get a letter from a roofer saying that roof's still good for another 10 years." All right, cool. I called a roofer out. Roofer went and did all that for me. Did all that, submitted it, and they still went, "Oh, nope, we're still not doing it. We're still not covering that roof." They need to save their billions. They need to save their billions of dollars.
They need to get some ads going.
Yeah, they don't want to pay out. Look what they're doing to the people in California and everything. They don't care about you. They just care about your premiums and all they care about. That's why a couple of my car claims I ran through State Farm was because I was like, you know what? It's time I start getting money out of this deal because I'm just paying them. Like my payment went out yesterday for the month, and I've got nothing from them in return. So anyway, they denied the claim. But you know why they denied the claim? They denied the claim because in 2022, I had another claim on the same house. Big microburst went through, boom, tore it up. And they refused to fix the whole roof. They said, no, we're only going to fix these areas of the roof. You know why they denied the claim yesterday? Because we didn't fix the house properly last time. Even though we fixed it exactly the way they told us to fix it. I submitted the invoice to them. I submitted the pictures to them. And they sent me the check. I remember this because the roofer at the time I was using was kind of a jerk. He was calling me like every day, "Where's my payment? Where's my payment?" I'm like, dude, the check is coming from the insurance company. Like at one point, that was the last time I used them because I was like, I'm done with you, buddy. I was like, I don't know what you don't understand about this. The check is coming with your name on it. You should get it any moment now. I can't control when it gets to you. It's been ordered. I can see it's been ordered. It's shipped out to you. And every day. I dealt with it all the time. So because I fixed it the way they told me to, this lady now says, nope, we're denying it. And then she lied to me in my face. This also makes me angry. She lied in my face on Monday when I met her out there. Oh no, we'll be able to push this through. I'm not worried about it. This is easy. She goes, we might not be able to do some of the wood rot stuff, but no problem, we could do it. And then she goes, you know what? Tarp it, because there's a hole in the top. She goes, tarp it up because the storm's coming through this weekend. I'll pay for the tarping. So I got the tarping done yesterday. And in that conversation, she goes, oh yeah, I can't pay for the tarping now either. Hey, State Farm, screw yourself, man.
Wow.
Again, my whole philosophy on talking about this, my whole philosophy of putting this out there is not for anybody to feel sorry for me. Fine, whatever it is. I'll fix the roof, need to. And then, I'll switch the house to another insurance carrier, right? Enough. Hopefully it's worth it. The last payment State Farm's going to get from me for that house was this month, right? And I'm going to move out middle of the month, so they'll have to refund me some money. And I have to move other ones out. It's just a process for me to do. It's a long story. But that's what bothers me the most. Is I fixed that house the way you told me to fix last time. And I argued with them. I was on the phone. We were at the radio. I distinctly remember. I get off air and I go into remember the conference room?
Yeah.
I go into the conference room and I shut that door. And I'm literally on an hour-long phone call with State Farm. Higher-ups. Telling them, guys, this whole roof needs to be redone. Not just this area. The whole roof needs to be redone.
Right.
It's loose in other areas. It's this area. A microburst run. No, we're not going to cover that. We're not going to. Okay, fine, we're not going to. And now they're using that and declining this claim. And it's just like, this makes zero sense. Whatever. And then the lady goes, the lady that denied it goes, she goes, I don't know what you want me to do. And I said, well, you sat in front of me on Monday and you said that you were going to write it up in a way. You said you wouldn't be able to finish it until Wednesday, Thursday. And you're calling me less than 24 hours later to deny it? You were going to deny it the whole time. I go, I don't understand. I go, and I'm not going to sit here and put up with you telling me I didn't fix it last time. When you have the claims, you have everything there, you cut the check based off of us fixing it. And she goes, yeah, oh well, it's what it is. I just went, I go, man, I go, you guys, I responded not in kind. And I said, you guys are the biggest scumlords on the planet. I go, you have a worthless job. I hope you can sleep at night. And my God, you're the biggest clown I've ever met. I had fun, moved on with my life. But it's like, really? You're blaming me for this? And you're doing it? So State Farm, like I said, I don't care. You have insurance through State Farm. I could tell you tons of more stories about them. Stay with State Farm, don't stay with State Farm. I'm just putting out there what State Farm does to people. And in my personal experiences, then you guys make your decisions. But they don't care about you. They don't care. I've paid, I checked last night, Dale. I have paid 500. Well, no, I'm sorry. That's for the total. I have paid. I have to rethink about this because I had to break it down into individual math and everything like that stuff. I have paid over $100,000 in premiums to State Farm on this one house by itself. Forget about all the other ones. Yeah. And I've had a fight with them twice to do the right thing on claims. One they refused to do it. They did it partially. And this one, they won't even do partially anymore. Yeah. Yeah, they don't care. They don't care about it. And all those people with the Palisades fire, they were trying to not claim them over there and everything like that. Yeah, just be aware of where your money's going with State Farm. Then, like you said, the billions they spend on advertising and everything and whatnot. So, yeah. So I'm moving to another company that I haven't had to do any claims over there, but they proudly take the insurance claims and everything, and I don't have to worry about it. And you guys know the story of the white car, dealing with State Farm on that. They were part of the reason it took 9 months to get the stolen car back. State Farm, and they just don't care. They just don't care about you. They'll gladly take your payment, but they're not interested in paying you back. So just be aware of that if you're doing business with them, and you make your decision moving forward at that point. So that was the one call I got yesterday.
Okay.
Then I got another call about an HOA thing that people have. All I'll say is people have First Amendment rights to do things that we may not agree with.
Okay. Do we need to? Are we going in this?
If somebody in our neighborhood puts up a white pride flag on every holiday, or MLK
on
Day,
their house,
Juneteenth,
on their house,
yeah, on their house, yeah.
Okay.
And people have called the police. People have done all that, and the police go, "It's First Amendment, nothing you can do." We've called lawyers, nothing you can do. Free First Amendment speech. Yep. And then I'm getting yelled at about that yesterday on top of it.
Okay.
And literally the person said, "Why don't you go tear it down? You're the board president. Why don't you go tear it down at their house?" And I go, "You going to pay my lawyer fees when I get arrested?"
Right.
And they're like, "Yeah, but you should tear it down." I go, "You should go tear it down."
And you get arrested.
And I'm almost getting in a shouting match with somebody because I'm just like, whatever, dude. So I got yelled at about that. And while I'm dealing with the insurance thing, I'm dealing with that as well. On top of it and everything. And it's just like, oh my God. Anybody else need any bad news for me today?
And between all that, you're taking shots at me?
First of all,
taking shots at me?
It wasn't a shot. You just admit you walk in looking like that. That was during it. You were probably my release the anger I had at the moment. Whatever. That was a funny comment. You took a shot at me going, "I thought you'd be napping."
Yeah.
No nap yesterday. I didn't have time. I was ducking and diving yesterday. And all this is going on, Dale, and I'm listening for my front door to knock. I'm just listening for it. So I finally upgraded my phone. I have a 13. It sucks. It shuts down on me. It freezes all the time. You know how Apple does that. New phones come out and they make yours worse and worse and worse. And it's just bad. And everything. And Ethan got the 17, a few months ago, September, October, and I like it. I played around. I like it. I'm like, all right, I'm going to upgrade now. I need to upgrade now, whatever. So I ordered it over the weekend. And it said I would get it like the 22nd or something like that. I'm like, oh, cool. That's like Thursday. I can finish the shows, get home, wait for it to show up. No big deal. Yesterday, we're sitting here. We finished the shows, and we got the Real Matrix comes in and works on stuff. So everybody's working on all this stuff and everything. Then Holmberg comes in and does stuff, and everybody's working on all their stuff. And I get this little ping saying, "Your order's out for delivery." And I went, "What?" So I look at it. "Oh, be delivered between 12:15 and 3:15." And I'm like, "What?" Because if you miss it, then you got to go to the UPS place, and it's a big hassle and different.
That says that you couldn't give him permission to leave it?
No, it needed a signature because it's an iPhone. Yeah, and it's too early. Like, Ethan can't be home. If it said 2:15 to 4:15 or 5:15, oh, Ethan will be home. He can sign for it, whatever. So I'm like, crap, I got to go. So I get out of here and leave. So the whole time I'm dealing with all this stuff, I'm literally like sitting downstairs. I have like a living room with a TV in it and a couch. I'm sitting down there. And the best part of it is, Dale, is I'm literally hang up the phone. And I hear like this noise. And I'm like, what was that noise? And it dawns, and I go, oh my God, it's front door. The UPS dude like tap like deet, 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 deet.
Didn't ring the doorbell?
I barely heard the knock. So I get out there, I open the door up, and I go, and he had already left a sticker on the thing and was walking back the thing. And I'm like, I have to run across my acre front yard here. No, I'm just kidding. I opened up the door and he was putting the sticker on, and I go, hey, I didn't hear you knock there. And he goes, oh, yeah, I got signature here. I'm like, all right. But I'm like, thanks for knocking, dude.
Right.
Ringing the doorbell, dude. He didn't want to talk to me. He just wanted to do it and take it back to the place. UPS drivers.
Boy, so now State Farm's on notice. UPS
Dude,
drivers
Dale,
on notice.
I was sitting 5 feet from the front door, and I barely heard. It took a couple seconds for it to register that was a front door knocking. The dude barely touched the door. He might even just breathed on it a little bit. Oh my goodness! But I got it. I don't have it yet. It's still setting up because anybody that knows me knows I don't like people that like text me or people numbers that I need. I never save your number in my phone for a while. So I've been going through and like cleaning all that up just in case things don't transfer and stuff like that. I'm having to go through all this. Half of my pictures aren't uploaded because I've did my storage space. I'm having to go delete all this old stuff in there. I have stuff in my phone from like 2021. Like I have old radio station stuff in there still.
Picture you and Izzy.
Pictures. For some reason, I don't get this. For some reason, I have a bunch of Facebook posts about the morning show on my phone. Yeah, from the radio station with that goober and this guy.
Why were you jealous of us?
Oh, yeah, I was jealous of you guys. Yeah, I was the one that was jealous. We go over that story again.
Wow.
I can play some voicemails. You want me to play? I have the voicemails still. You want me to play the voicemail?
You saved. Well, that takes.
It is never. Oh, there's nothing better than a guy that's. I've been in the radio business for 30 years, telling you what a piece of crap you are via voicemail. And the best part of it, you'll never be as good as me. You're a worthless human being. Okay, you're right. You're absolutely right there, buddy. I woke up one morning and walked into this business. And you've been fired 30 times in this business. Yeah, you're right. I'm not as cool as you, buddy. You're right. I hope you're enjoying Circle K that you're working at today. Oh, I'll play that. But I'm going there. I think that's why I was saving them. I was doing some stuff behind the scenes, and I think that's why I was saving them.
I certainly miss starting each morning with what happened to Steve yesterday.
Well, I told you, I've been minding my own business lately. Apparently, everybody got worked up on Martin Luther King Day.
Give him a day off.
Maybe that was the problem. The lady that showed up didn't get Martin Luther King Day off, so maybe she was pissed off, and now she's like, I'm going to not honor his claim now. I don't care. Deny the claim if you want to be stupid about it. I'll just move my business from you. It's the fact that they're lying about it is what makes me go, what? This doesn't even make sense. I even told her, I said, I can send you the invoice of how we got it done. She goes, doesn't matter. We don't care. I go, you have the invoice because that's how you paid me. Well, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm still declining it because you didn't fix it last time. Whatever, you stupid clown. I stand by my clown comment. Lady. Want to give her a name? Want to out her?
Wow.
It doesn't matter. You won't know her because if you don't know, State Farm has all these people that just drive around in vans. And they just drive around. So, like, she'll drive into a town, do, like, a bunch of, they go and look at claims and whatever to see so they can deny them is what they look at them for. And they do all that stuff. But they drive around from state to state to state. So what a life that is. Just to tell people all that stuff. Carla Jones, State Farm, winner. State Farm, you've hired a winner there. Carla Jones. Keep it up, State Farm.
Boy, not just first name, but first and last.
First and last name. First and last name.
Do you have her badge number?
No, they don't have badge numbers. I have her number. 844-3.
Oh.
Look, she does her job well. Deny. So now, got to get 3 roof quotes. Well, the management company has to get 3 roof quotes. We got to figure this out now. Got to get it done. Storm's rolling in on Friday. I had to get it tarped, which now she's not paying for that, so she lied to me about that. I don't have a problem. Deny it. That's your job to deny it. But you lying about it is what is infuriating about it. Now put yourself in this view, because I always put myself in other people's shoes. They're doing it to me. Cool. Sucks. Whatever. But oh my God. Imagine the old people, the people that can't afford roof changes and they get develop a leak in a storm.
Yeah.
Imagine those people that State Farm is ripping off. That's the problem that I have. Because they're not doing it to me because they're like, oh, this guy can handle it. No, they're doing it to me because they do it to other people as well. Imagine the brand new, parents that finally save up and they buy a house with 6% interest and overpriced house right now, all that stuff, and they're just so happy to be making it, fresh out of college, and they have a baby on the way. And they need to file a claim with State Farm, and State Farm's like, nope, not doing it, and they have to come up with thousands of dollars to fix something. That's what bothers me about this whole process is they don't blink an eye because they don't care about you. They care about their profits. They care about their billions of dollars. Again, go back and read what State Farm did. State Farm canceled people's policies in California with the Palisades fire and said they're not going to honor that. And the state government in California said, oh, no, you're honoring it.
So who's won that battle?
Well, the government's making them honor the policies that they canceled in California. But that's my point, though, is me as a person I have no recourse on this. You can complain all the way up the chain. I can tell you guys, it doesn't matter. I've done it. I did it with that other situation where I was working harder for State Farm to keep 3 of my houses. So what they do is they fly a drone over your house every once in a while and see if your roof's good. And then they send it to you. And they told me my roof was bad. I was like, that roof was done 10 years ago. That roof's not bad. Well, if you go get a roofer, and I said this earlier, you go get a roofer and say there's 10 years worth of life left, we'll still honor that house. I went and did that. And State Farm still said, nope, we're not covering it. You have to replace that whole roof. And I'm like, nobody replaces roof after 10 years if it's good. That's ridiculous. So they stopped. So they made me go find another insurance company to cover it. The new insurance company, I go, I have a letter saying the roof's good. And they go, yeah, we're fine. That roof's good. And the other insurance company I switched to. Just they don't care. They don't care about your money. They don't care about you. They don't care about any of it. So just, shop accordingly to your own thoughts there. Because just think of grandma that a storm rolled through and blew a hole in the roof. And now they're denying her claim and making up a story on it. And now somebody on a fixed income has to fix that roof and everything and whatnot. Just keep that in mind. State Farm is doing to people out there. That's all I'm saying. Dale, who's your insurance carrier?
State Farm. I've had pretty good luck because I haven't had any claims. No, I've had a couple.
You've had a couple claims.
Yeah.
They used to just be no problem. Like I said, I've had a few claims where they probably shouldn't have covered in the past, but they're like, hey, you want it? We'll claim half of this, and then you do, okay, cool, I understand that. Let's do it. It's like whatever. But this time now they're lying about it and they're making it up. It's really frustrating. So, well, that's the problem. You haven't had any claims. Part of the problem is I've had a lot of claims lately.
We got a lot of properties.
Here's my other problem with it. So I've owned a bunch of houses since like 2008, 2007 is when I started buying houses. Maybe earlier than that. I don't even remember. Zero issue. I have zero claims. Zero claims on most of them. I have like 3 claims total in that time frame. In terms of the houses stuff. Like 3 claims total. Really? And you're going to treat me this way? All right, cool. Like when I called her, she called me yesterday and she went to deny it. I was like, okay. And she said, I go, what's the reasoning behind the denial? And I was expecting her to be like, well, the roof's, because if your roof's past a certain age, they won't claim it. I was like, oh, you should have replaced it already.
Right.
It wasn't even that. All she had to say was, oh, that roof is so old. Like you should have replaced that roof 10 years early, a couple years ago or something like that. Then I'd be like, all right, well, that's stupid, but okay, I understand why you would do that. That's not even the excuse. Their excuse was we didn't fix it last time when we did. They're literally lying. And in their computer, they have the information that they're lying. But they still will lie to you, folks. That's what's frustrating about it. And they're clowns. She's a clown. Carla's a clown. Clown. I'm going to call and get her voicemail today and then just play this portion of the show. Calling Carla a clown. Yeah, so anyway, do what you want with your insurance business. But Dale, I managed to keep to myself here at the beginning of the year, and then yesterday everybody just decided to pick on me a little bit.
I was going to say, we almost made it through the end of January.
Something else happened yesterday, too, and I can't remember what it was down that lane, where I was just like, what is happening
Something
today?
good?
No, something where literally, that's why I didn't get my nap in yesterday. Insurance, HOA thing. And then there's a third thing that I can't
Birthday
even remember what
party.
it is. Well, that was yesterday afternoon. That was 5 p.m. yesterday, right when the sun's tipped off.
So I'm anxious to hear where you took your favorite stepdaughter or whatever.
I had no choice in this matter. Kids choose where they go to
You're
dinner.
going to
on their
splurge for 16th birthday? Where'd you take her?
Well, I spent a lot because this place ain't cheap.
Oh.
I had nothing to do with this. I'm not even going to say now because you're making it sound like I chose.
Steve said, "This is where we're going."
I believe, because I'm not a big birthday guy, but I believe if it's your birthday, pick someplace, we'll go to dinner. Now, don't get crazy, you know? Like, don't go crazy. Like, I took Autumn on her birthday, went to Taco Guild. That's an absolutely phenomenal place to eat over at 7th and Osborne, at 7th Street and Osborne.
Yeah.
Phenomenal taco place to go to. Just phenomenal place to eat. But it's pricey. It's a really, really pricey. Just for tacos, let alone anything else you want there. So very pricey. You take somebody to a nice place on their birthday. I was actually insulted yesterday. I get the text midday. I think I was home at this point dealing with stuff. And I get 5 p.m. Chick-fil-A. You going to meet us there? My response was literally, we've got to raise some standards here. Chick-fil-A. Birthday party. She chose it. Not going to argue with it. We went to Chick-fil-A.
Happy birthday.
Where's your standards, man?
Yeah.
Not even Texas Roadhouse,
Whoa.
which would be like low-end place that you would go to.
Well, she might have thrown out a place. I could see her
Not-
throwing a place too, and you go, "No, absolutely
I had no
not."
say in it. No, I was arguing that she needs to pick a better place than Chick-fil-A. I was like, please take a better place than Chick-fil-A. So anyway, we went to Chick-fil-A for the birthday dinner. She chose it.
Happy birthday.
I had a brownie. I had a Chick-fil-A brownie. Those are all right. I got it with my points. I'm at Chick-fil-A a lot. I'm not a Chick-fil-A guy, contrary to what you see here.
I see a lot of those.
Because I get their yogurt parfait. And their
You don't get a breakfast
I get their
sandwich?
breakfast. I get their chicken biscuit,
Yeah.
which is literally just a chicken breast on a nice, warm, soft biscuit.
Yeah.
It's not filling or anything and everything, but it's better than an Egg McMuffin at McDonald's or whatever. But that's all I'll get there. And then if I get a dinner there, I'll get the chicken sandwich with no pickles on it, which is just bread and a chicken breast. Because their chicken breasts are actually really good. I actually like them. I just don't like all the other stuff they do with it and everything. Yeah. But I'm there a lot because of the kids. My kids. Not because of me. But I got a brownie yesterday and their lemonades to die for, folks.
Now, is this after you had a meal?
This is 5 o'clock yesterday.
Yeah, so you had a meal.
Yeah, I ate when I got home. I ate I had macaroni and cheese when I got home yesterday.
So you didn't have a sandwich there?
I didn't have a sandwich there. No. I had not. I just got lemonade and a brownie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Made everybody else feel bad for eating.
Not my fault.
Wow.
I didn't
You were
choose the
just there
place.
shaking your head.
Yeah. I was judging.
You ordered a
I
sandwich.
was judging.
The meal?
I'm not doing that.
How dare you?
I'm not doing that nonsense. Must be a birthday dinner, not an everyday. So Autumn texts me and goes, I go, I have to check with Ethan because I knew Ethan would want to go. So I said, let me check with Ethan when he gets home. And then later on she goes, are you guys in? And I go, oh, and missed the rare treat of eating a Chick-fil-A? We're in.
Wow.
So I kept it to myself. The only reason I'm talking about this out loud right now is because we're sitting there and Autumn goes, Steve's disappointed in your choice for dinner. So secret's out. But she knows me well enough to know that she should have raised her standards a little bit. 16 years old, though, Dale. 16 years.
So stay away from East Gilbert?
Yes, yeah. Well, her car's in the shop right now getting the doors redone. The inside of the doors redone. Yeah. But when it gets back, stay out of East Gilbert. Or if you see a bright red Volkswagen Bug driving around you, give it some space. Just move over a little.
Volkswagen Bug.
Yeah,
That's a throwback.
1999 Volkswagen. Not an old one, but a 99. Well, it's old, but not a vintage one. 99 one. Hope they enjoy working on it all the time. So that was my day yesterday, Dale. You happy? I didn't even go out into public yesterday. I've kept to myself all month, avoided people, avoided all the situations, so I haven't had any stories. Boom. They all hit on one day yesterday. So now I get to spend the afternoon shopping around, moving insurance companies around and stuff to that effect. So that's fun. That's going to be fun.
That should be enjoyable.
All I do is I send the new person. I won't say who it is. I'm not going to say what company it is because if they screw me up, you'll hear about it. I just literally just send them the State Farm thing and go, match this and give me a price. And I probably shouldn't say anything there, but I'm even to the point where I'm like, they're like, oh, what about this price? And I'm like, I don't even care what the price is at this point. Just take over the claim and start it so I can cancel the other one. Of course I care about the price. But my point is, just take care of it. Take care of my problem, and you'll have business if you want to. State Farm's like, yeah, we don't need you. All right, cool. I mean, I could be like the Duke quarterback and getting sued by my school. Oh, I forgot. Oh, I got an update for you. I forgot about this. Speaking of lawsuits, I got the call last Thursday. Forgot all about it, Dale. City of Mesa dropped his lawsuit against me.
Really?
Yeah. You know what their email said to the lawyer? Yeah, we shouldn't have done this. We're gonna. Then they said they're gonna sue the LLC now, which fine, sue the LLC. I don't care. You're still not gonna win that one. But sue the LLC too. Well, cool, whatever.
Congratulations,
Yeah,
Steve.
so City of Mesa pulled their head out of their asses for a second and realized they sued the wrong entity, one. And maybe they'll realize before they sue the LLC, maybe they'll realize that I'm not the guy you go after. The tenant was the problem, not me. They're dragging me in because of the homeowner situation. And there's an LLC and a company behind it that they refuse to go after. So I spent $3,500 for my lawyer to argue back and forth with the City of Mesa that they sued the wrong entity. And you can't sue the individual guy when there's a company behind this. And they finally acquiesced. After two court appearances, delayed, prosecutor not showing up in the last one because it was the holidays, wasted everybody's time. I had to spend a couple $1,000s for the attorney. Thanks, City of Mesa. Speaking of clowns. Now here comes a loss. Oh, somebody's here to serve me. Look at this. Yeah, right over here, buddy.
Knock, knock, knock. Commercial break.
Yeah. You can do it right on air.
Yeah.
That's fine. Do it right on air. This is the one where my tenant was doing things in his front yard he wasn't supposed to be doing, and the city didn't like it. One of the neighbors kept turning him in. I'm sure of it.
Right.
And they weren't notifying me of anything. That was that situation. Yeah. Solved. I'm out of it. No. And I'm being serious now. They wanted jail time for this. They wanted me to go to jail for this. For the tenant. And their settlement was a year of probation for me personally.
Really?
For me personally. Because of something somebody else was doing. Yeah. Yeah. That's how ridiculous. That's why there's a lawyer involved in everything. I was like, doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Like I was even like, I'll go to jail for a year. Just to fight this thing. Because this is stupid. It's not even me. Go after the tenant. But anyway, Dan.
That was a very eventful Tuesday.
Well, that was last Thursday. I got that call last Thursday night at like 6 p.m. So not as that wasn't yesterday. That would have been good news yesterday. I got nothing but bad news yesterday. Holy cow, I can't remember the third thing. But anyway, what's happened with Steve? There you go, folks. Oh, another thing? Okay, folks. The Cardinals pulled their head out of their butts. Not on the head coaching search and everything. Not on the head coaching search. So every year, you guys know I have a contract with where I sit with the Cardinals. And every year, I seem to always have to fight with them to start charging my card. It's the same card it's been for the last 4 years, right? Payment plan deal, right?
Right.
You can just cut the check, but why? Make them do the payment plan. Who cares, right? And all that stuff. We have an Amazon guy that's just staring in here all awkwardly. He just walked off. Let's see if he walks in here. I'll yell at him on air.
Are you expecting delivery?
No, it's not from me.
Is that your iPhone?
No, that'd be a big iPhone.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so every year I have to argue with them, and they'll call me like April and be like, "Hey, you haven't been making your payments." I'll be like, "Why aren't you charging the card?
Right.
Charge the card." Oh well, so and so said they called you. No, I haven't heard from anybody. So in December, I got an email saying from my ticket guy saying, "Hey, your 2026 portal should be available. You should have gotten a link to it." Went through all my emails, no link to it, no nothing whatsoever. So they're on my list to call. Like, hey, call the Cardinals in January. Let's start begging the Cardinals to charge your card. Because the longer they wait, the more expensive the payments are. So start it earlier, please. That just makes my life easier and everything. Dale, I loaded up my bank account last week. Last week. Boom. Charge right there. It took them a month. Should have been done in December, the first one. But they started the payments in January this month. So Cardinals pulled their head out of their asses after multiple years. Now I'm not going to get this uncomfortable phone call. Well, not uncomfortable for me, more for them. In April, May going, you haven't made a payment this year yet.
You can't put down something in the payment part that says until you hire a head coach?
All that's going to do is cost me more later on. It's the same amount. So like last year, my new ticket guy calls me in like May. He goes, you haven't made a payment at all. And I go, well, you guys haven't charged me at all. And I go, I talked to my previous ticket guy because my other guy left. Probably.
Did you run him off too?
He probably went to work for the devil or something.
Or State Farm.
Or State Farm. So I go, yeah, I talked to him in February and I told him to charge the same card that I've had on file for like 3 years with you guys. It's good. And he goes, oh, okay. And they started charging it. But it just means you charge extra amount because you have to have it paid off, by whatever it is, October, November, or whatever. So Cardinals. Somebody I don't have to call and beg to start charging what they claim I owe. So good for them. Which also is interesting. This also is interesting thought as well, Dale. Speaking of Cardinals and head coaches and who they're paying to not be a head coach. I think Michael Bidwell needs that money, so he's charging. He's like, make sure everybody gets charged early this year.
The payment's coming due on that land in North Scottsdale.
Yeah. Let's not wait. Did you see there's a big trailer up there now?
No.
Yeah, I drove by there and I saw it, but I did see it on the news too over the weekend. They have a big 18-wheeler trailer in the back with coming 2028 Arizona Cardinals.
Really?
Yeah, right there. You see it off the 101 as you drive around up there. So Michael Bidwell apparently needs the money because this year they're not waiting to follow up with me on charging the card for the pay tickets. But they're doing it in January this year. So progress, folks. They're becoming a lot like State Farm, just taking your money. Then when you want something from them, the answer's no all the time. The Cardinals. Anyway, my life. Welcome to my life, folks. Dale, what's happening in your life other than your Elton John glasses?
I'm just posting pictures, enjoying life. Got a shot in my shoulder yesterday, Steve.
Was it the big needle that goes into your joint?
It was not that big of a needle, but boy, it carried some good medication.
Yeah.
In
Does
there.
it go into your joint though? Is it scar tissue?
They're going through the back.
Yeah, because I had that one before too. I had my shoulder was clicking one, and I was like, "Oh, I screwed my." This is like a couple years ago. I was like, "Oh man, I screwed up my rotator cuff. Here comes a major surgery." The doctor's like, "Oh, I think it's just scar tissue." So he puts the needle in back there. No problem since.
Yeah. Stings a little bit, but other than that.
Yeah. Whatever it was, I don't remember. Whatever it was, my shoulder feels like it's 12 again. I can throw baseballs now.
Wow.
I can throw footballs again. It's an amazing thing. So then Robert chimes in at TME Sports Show, and I think Robert might be behind all the phone calls yesterday. He goes, I want to thank the people that contacted Big Steve yesterday for the content. It's a nice little segment. It happens so much that actually I'm thinking about doing like a review type show. Not a show, but like a quick little thing, like just for added content, like on the YouTube page or whatever. I'm thinking about doing that with all the stuff out there. Yeah, all the stuff that's happening out there.
Well, you
Just
could
do a
end
quick
every
little
show
commentary.
with a 10-minute segment. What happened to Steve yesterday?
Well, you like it at the beginning of the show.
I,
At the end of the show, you would miss half those shows since you're never here at the end of the show, it seems like.
well, that's
anymore.
kind of like that's why I like.
That's
that
why
one.
you want it
Yeah.
then? No, that's when we talk the hard-hitting sports with the good opinions at the end of the show. So, come on back, folks. The main event with Dale
Wow.
Hellestree, 17-year NFL veteran, folks. Come
No
on back.
insurance problems. No roof problems.
And we're back here, main events. You guys got me doing this. I was testing out that shoulder where I got my shot in a year or two ago. Interesting enough, Dale, in terms of college football, Ohio State has opened as the favorite. I told you the top 25 yesterday. No, way too early top 25 from ESPN yesterday. This is the betting favorites here. Yahoo does use BetMGM, by the way, for this, so just a heads up to you. Ohio State's opened as a favorite to win the College Football National Championship next year. Now, betting odds, which is kind of shocking because they're losing a lot of kids and a lot of high-end kids. Now, Ohio State just retools, right? But
Yes.
there is a question mark going into next year for Ohio State. But they're plus 600 at BetMGM right now. Notre Dame's plus 700. I don't get it, but okay. Oregon's plus 700 as well. Texas is plus 700 also. 3 teams that underperform a lot.
Yeah.
A lot more than they don't. 3 favorites there. Indiana, by the way, big changes for them also. Plus 800 going into this from BetMGM going into this season as well. 26-27 season. Would you take the field, meaning anybody else, or would you take one of these schools? I'll give you all of these schools or the field. Which one would you lean towards right now to win the college football championship next year?
Right now, I would take the field.
I would too.
Until I
somebody
see all the
else.
smoke settles and
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, because Miami and Indiana kids can now declare for the portal.
right.
Mendoza's brother went into the portal. He accepted someplace else I saw yesterday.
Oh,
so-
really? I thought he'd stay.
No,
take
he
over.
left. Well, they got who'd they get? They got a quarterback coming to them.
Oh,
the
really?
The Duke kid might be going to Miami. Oh, that's Indiana. Indiana got Hoover. Jake Hoover, didn't they?
Oh, from TCU.
TCU, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if it's true. There's so many of those fake college sites out there on Twitter now.
Mm-hmm.
And I retweet. It's funny too because I'll retweet some of them like just to be snarky. Like one of those fake sites put that the coach at Michigan that got fired for
Tyrone.
Yeah, somebody put that he was going to the Chargers to be one of the coordinators, and it was a parody site. But I wanted to get my shot in, so I retweeted it and I said, "Oh, imagine the damage he can do to those cute blonde haired girls in San Diego." And all these people jumped on me. That's a fake site. It's a fake site. I'm like, I just wanted to get my shot in. That's all I was doing. I was getting my shot in. So it does crack me up, but on that stuff. So, but yeah, so I agree with you. It's the field. Well, somebody else is going to step up next year, and
Right.
probably not just surprise, but get there as well. By the way, Big 12 schedule's coming out here 9 a.m. today. Now they're revealing it on ESPNU. So we might not get the ASU full schedule until, 9:30, 11, depending on how many commercials and how many rollouts they do. We do know, though, according to Pete Thamel, Week 7 will be ASU at Texas Tech next year coming up as well.
Okay.
They moved the Big 12 championship game to a Friday night game instead of a Saturday at noon.
Well, they're going up against a championship game.
So that's what they did. So they moved that to Friday night.
Yeah.
They moved the ACC to noon on Saturday because the noon game on Saturday bumps up into the Big 10 championship game. So they want the lowest scoring championship game to be at noon on Saturday, and that's the ACC one, and it's not even close. The ACC ratings are terrible for that game.
Well, and
So they moved that to noon. They moved Arizona to the Big 12. My problem with Friday night, though, Dale, is, okay, so I want to go to the Big 12 championship game in Dallas. You're taking off Thursday probably, right? Friday all day? I don't know. If only there was a day of the week where everybody is accustomed to watching college football and you can get there. If only that day existed.
they're not looking at it for Steve's comfort.
The fans' comfort? Not forget about Steve. The fans' comfort?
Which is Steve. They're looking at it for TV money. And I don't know if you remember this, but I always remember because I did about 10 Big Ten championship games in a row, and we'd be in Indianapolis, and Friday night, the Pac-12 championship would be going on.
Remember when that was at the home stadium?
Yeah.
So like that would be like Stanford or something.
It's
And then they
ASU one year.
Yeah, ASU Stanford one year. And then, because people are like, you going? And I'm like, I can't get to Palo Alto, California on a Friday night. I got a job.
What about Tempe?
At the land? Well, the Tempe one I went to.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it was Arizona played at Stanford, but and then they moved it to Vegas, which made it a little bit easier. Dallas ain't easy to get to, folks. That's not a short drive.
Drive?
No, that's what I'm saying. At least Vegas on a Friday. Okay, Thursday night I work all day. Hey, let's go to Vegas. You hop in the car and you're 4 hours, you're in Vegas. You're not doing that in Dallas. You're flying in. And then you have a week to get into it? Like you don't know your team's going to be there? What are you doing? And then a Friday night? I know it's for the TV money, but it's annoying. Just saying.
Just win all your games, and you don't know a couple weeks in advance that you're in it.
Even this year, Texas Tech and BYU weren't guaranteed to be in it until that last weekend. I think Texas Tech was, but BYU was the second team was the question mark going into that. And then, what a beautiful world we live in. Remember when the Washington kid, quarterback that was a high school quarterback here?
Damon Williams?
Yes. And remember he signed a NIL deal with Washington. Less than a week later, says, I'm going into the portal. I'm going to LSU. And Sam Levitt was there. And Sam Levitt, later on, with no spine, went back, crawling back to LSU. Please take me, coach. Please, nobody else wants me, coach. Can you take me back now that your guy quit on you and the guy had to go back to Washington? Can you please take me? Please, coach. Please. We can be cheaters and quitters together. Please, coach. Anyway. Now we got Duke quarterback, who I saw up close and personal. I liked him as a quarterback. He throws a good ball. He's a big dude, hard to take down. Darian Mensah. Duke, not very Mensah. Signed a deal with Duke and said he was coming back to the team after the Sun Bowl victory over Arizona State. Well, like a day or so left in the transfer portal. Says he's going to go into the transfer portal. And the rumor is he's going to Miami. That's the rumor of where he's going. I saw where the rumor is that Miami said they pay his buyout to get out of the Duke deal, NIL deal. He's going to make $4 million a year at Miami, plus living expenses and all these other things to go to Miami. It was a better deal for Miami, let's just put it that way, than Duke, if those rumors were true.
Right.
Well, now Duke is suing him. It's all an attempt to prevent him from transferring to the other school. They argue that it violate the terms of his deal. And teams are starting to put in there, and this is the Washington kids' problem, teams are starting to put into their NIL deals, there's a buyout, meaning if you leave. And Duke, in this case, Duke put a thing in there that Duke controls all of his NIL stuff. Meaning, if he was to leave and go to, say, Miami, he can't sign any Miami NIL deals because Duke controls all of that stuff with them. Duke has that clause in there. Will it hold up in court? It's a whole nother deal. But we're officially in the era, Dale, of kids getting stupid, signing deals and then thinking they can get out of them and everything, and schools having to sue these kids. We're in that era now.
Well, again, it seems like the last year or two, college players have had the pluses of getting paid like an NFL player.
Yep.
And then they've had the pluses of, if I want to get out of this deal, I can go somewhere else. Well,
you just left.
You signed a contract just like an NFL player does, and you're not.
There was no.
You're gonna say just locally say you're Kyler Murray, and you go, you pay me $50 million, but Kansas City or whoever.
Yeah. The Chargers will pay me $60 million.
Yes,
I'm gonna go there.
I'm just gonna go.
Yeah. Well, there was no repercussions before. That's what makes this interesting.
Right.
Washington had a specific clause that he couldn't leave. And now Duke's clause was we control your NIL while you're here for the next year. So if you leave, cool, leave. But your NIL deals have to go through us. Do you think Duke's going to give him any NIL deals if he's at another school? So it's fascinating. One that surprises me for two sides is, one, these kids need better representation. The Washington kid he did it against his agent's deal, and they ended up firing him, right?
Yeah.
No, his agent fired him.
Yeah.
Now he's with Clutch Sports now that he's back and stuff like that. But we're at the era now where these kids need better representation. Hey, if you sign this deal, you're not going anywhere. You're going to get sued. But that's where the collective bargaining stuff comes in. But that's where these contracts, you've got to have some teeth to them to avoid this. But now Duke's in this spot. If he does, just like Washington. Hey, man, you left us? You wanted to leave us?
Right.
And now you're back? Okay. Imagine being an offensive lineman, a safety, anybody else on that team, let alone the coaches, and go, you don't want to be here. How's that going to go into next year?
Right.
Now Duke has to sue him to keep him there. So if he comes back, good luck with that. Hey, man. What are you going to do when you go, hey, you're not playing well? He's going to go, I don't care. You guys sued me to be here. I don't even want to be here. Fascinating place we're at in college football right now as well. It's something to keep an eye on as well. Really quick before we wrap up this hour, Liv, I've been wrong all along. I told you guys Liv is slowly dying now. They're going to be shut down here in the next couple years as they lose guys. Well, I take it all back. They are going to survive, Dale. They're going to be just big players out there.
Brother.
And Liv is going to take over the PGA here, probably this year, with just the star power that they
Who did they get, Stevie?
Reigning NCAA champion Michael Lasasso of Ole Miss.
Lasasso for the win.
He's forfeiting the rest of his college eligibility. He's forfeiting his master's invite because NCAA champions do get a master invite, if you didn't know that. Forfeiting his master's invoice, all to go join Phil Mickelson's group there, the High Flyers GC, and that team, all with Liv Golf.
Well, that's really got what channels Liv televised on now?
YouTube, the CW.
There we
some
go.
Weekends. I think it's on Fox every once in a while too. Don't quote me on that though.
Okay.
I think he won the 2025 NCAA championship. Yeah. Here's what's interesting. He says he's excited to learn from Mickelson and begin his professional career at the highest level on a global stage. Okay, now we know this kid's a moron.
Well, Mississippi.
Well, thank you, Dale. Thank you for saying it, not me. If this doesn't go to show you the education level of Mississippi, folks, I don't know what does.
The lure of some money right now.
No financial numbers that I've seen so far on how much he's going to win there. It's to the point he's going to finish his Ole Miss degree online, folks, while he does the Live Golf Tour. He could have just gone pro on the PGA side if he needs money. Does he need money? Does he need money? He's joining Phil Mickelson's team. Is he in gambling debt? What? Speculation, folks. Speculation.
Speculation started by Steve.
Speculation. There's a lot of signs saying here the kid might need some money. He's joining Phil's team. You know what I mean on that? You guys know that. Yeah. So anyway, Live Golf just might survive after all. Lasasso giving up his college career, his master's invite, and everything to go play the Live
Yeah,
Golf
see, the difference
Tour.
between Live and the PGA is PGA, you got to earn your money. Live, they'll give him a signing bonus.
But he's the NCAA champion, so he'll get on a bunch of sponsors exemptions to get. That's the problem. You got to earn the money
You have to,
once you get on there. Live's giving
have to
you
make
money
cuts,
up front. Yes. So there you go, folks. Live's going to survive after all. The world is healing.
So they're trading Lasso for Brooks.
Lasasso.
Sasso.
It's LA space SASSO. Look, you went to Ole Miss.
I might have misspelled it.
Do they have to? Does he get a free set of teeth when he gets on the Live Tour? Is the question. Come on back, folks. Second hour main event coming up next.
That's Steve.
And we're back here, second hour main event. Dale was asking if he's got to learn how to use public toilets, indoor toilets.
Nope.
On the Live
not
Tour
me.
in his first Saudi Arabia. He said that during the break.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know, we're just kidding around, Mississippi. Just bring it on yourself. That's all I'm going to say from that. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him as 17-year NFL veteran Dale Hellestrays over here to my right. Don't forget Bruce Cooper joining us on Friday this week because he was under the weather yesterday. His voice was all tore up from probably yelling at somebody. Wouldn't that be just a shocker of something to hear Bruce Cooper doing? He was sick, of course. And then Uncle Lou tomorrow as well, 9 o'clock. He'll be joining us in here as well. So look, lots of other stuff out there. Major League Baseball, Dale, you'll be happy to know Carlos Beltran, Chipper Jones made it to the Hall of Fame yesterday.
Good for them.
First of all, I was like, Chipper Jones, God, how long's he been out of the league now? Like, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
And he wasn't elected yet. To me, Chipper Jones was a Hall of Famer, by the way. But,
This happened yesterday?
Yesterday.
And I'm looking at ESPN website.
Yeah, it's not in there at all.
No.
The blurb on the right still, I think it's still up there. The bullet points.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's still up there. But no, that's my point.
It's a third story down.
Yeah, it got buried. And here's the thing. What happened last night in sports world? Not a lot. NBA, hockey, not a lot of other stuff happened. And it's already been pushed to the wayside.
McDaniel's set to become Chargers head coach, and the Mets continue overhaul.
Yeah, they got Robert, outfielder Robert, traded for him. But here's the thing. I was like, Chipper Jones, how long's he been out of the league? 9. This is his 9th year on the ballot.
Really?
Chipper Jones has been out of the league 14 years now. Because isn't it 5 years you have to wait, and then 9 ballots is when he got elected into this.
Is he a Hall of Famer?
He is now. He's going to be this year. Chipper Jones? Yep. Carlos Beltran, his 4th ballot to get into as well from that side. Beltran got 84.2% of the vote. Chipper Jones got 78.4% as well. Don't forget Jeff Kent already going in. He was a contemporary era committee He got in last week, which means the old guys voted Jeff Kent in. He went through 10 years of ballot. You get 10 years before you get kicked off and you go to the contemporary side. And then you have to have X amount. You have to have, I think, 5% or more to stay on the ballot, or else you get removed. We'll go over the guys that were removed this time in just a minute. But so 3 guys going in there as well, inducted into the Hall of Fame there in Cooperstown, New York, sometime in July when nobody's paying attention to is when this will happen up there. But 9th ballot. So he wasn't good enough to get in for 8 other times, but all of a sudden, I mean, his stats got better. What happened here that he improved there to the 9th
That's what's
time
always interesting, isn't it? Obviously, a little bit of it has to do with who else is eligible for that Hall of Fame class.
Well, so here we go. Chase Utley, the guys that just missed getting into the Hall of Fame, meaning they didn't get enough votes. You have to have, what is it?
75%.
75%, okay. Chase Utley had 59.1%, and he was at 39.8% last year when I looked it up. He went from 39.8 to 59.1% in 1 year, with nothing changing there. So he made a big jump, but still missed it as well. He's got 7 years left on the ballot. He's going to make it probably next year or the year after with that big of a jump. Project that out there. Andy Pettitte only got 48.5% this year. It's his 8th year on the ballot as well. For him, Felix Hernandez, 46.1%. It's only his 2nd year. That's where he was at there. They're the only players to earn more than 40% of the votes, besides obviously the guys that got in. Right? Then you got some big name guys in there. To me, Manny Ramirez is not a Hall of Famer. Never was. He was quirky, put up some big stats, but I never put him in Hall of Fame level. We'll either do the ballots either. It's his final year. Manny Ramirez on the ballot. 38.8% is all he got here for voting there. And then Alex Rodriguez, 40% vote here, and it's his 5th year on the ballot as well. But only 40% for him from that as well. So.
Right.
He did. He was at 37.1% last year, 40% this year in his 5th year. That tells me he's going to struggle to get voted in to the Hall of Fame because he didn't. You need that big jump like Chase Utley got earlier as well. So the question is, right? Can Alex Rodriguez at 40 can he get another 35% over the next 5 years?
Well, it'll be interesting to see how much the Hall of Fame voters change.
That's going to be the problem. Well, that's what we've seen already. A lot of those old guys that would vote no steroid guys they've died.
Yeah.
And they're not voting anymore.
Or they retired from voting.
And stuff like that. So most of them died. I like to think most of those old cougars, old coots have moved on from the sport by now. But so it does change to where people get more relaxed and stuff to that.
So just so I understand, you're going to keep a guy like Alex Rodriguez out or any other steroid guys.
Andy Pettitte. To me, Andy Pettitte's a Hall of Famer.
But yet, Carlos Beltran, who was on the cheating Houston Astros World Series team.
Integral part of it.
He's okay.
Yeah, trash can and all.
Yeah.
That's always driven me nuts about baseball Hall of Fame. And that's why I think the older generation, they're like, all right, you guys need to be done with baseball. Guys used to take greenies. They're like, oh, Babe Ruth was hot dogs and beers, folks. Baseball, they use sandpaper. Pitchers use sandpaper, spitballs. There's a guy that threw spitballs in the Hall of Fame as one of the best pitchers of all time. And you excuse that type of cheating. But then in the steroid era where everybody was doing it, allegedly, you're like, oh, we can't put that in there. I think they deserve to get in, but I think they go in and then they can have like the steroid era, wing or whatever you want to call it, right? You put that little notation on there and what their era was like to get on there. But I'm different. But other people are like, oh, they cheated. Well, everybody cheats in baseball. They steal signs. Literally stealing signs is part of the game. Cheating. It gets me fired up, folks.
But not using machine, Steve.
Banging trash cans?
Yeah, no. That's carrying it too far.
Well, how many Yankees and Red Sox are going to be in there when they use Apple Watches early on and got caught doing that? That got swept under the rug a little bit. You want to know why that got swept under the rug a little bit? They didn't win the World Series. That's the difference from that perspective. So still on the ballot, the guys that are on there that got enough votes to stay on it. Bobby Abreu, 30% for him, 30.8. Jimmy Rollins, 25.4. Cole Hamels, 23.8. Dustin Pedroia, local kid here, of course. Arizona State University, lives here now again, I believe. 20.7% Red Sox there. Mark Burley, 20%. Yes, he had a perfect game, but no, he is not a Hall of Famer. You have to go back to old school podcast and early radio to get that reference. We had a guy on the show there that was a Mark Burley Hall of Famer guy, and we used to make fun of him all the time. Omar Vizquel, 18.4%. David Wright, 14.8%. Francisco Rodriguez is at 11.8%, and then Torrey Hunter at 8.7%. I'm not sure any of those guys are Hall of Famers, to be honest with you. Who fell off? Ryan Braun fell off, under 5% here. Edwin Encarnacion, Shin-Soo Choo, Matt Kemp, Hunter Pence, Rick Porcello, Nick Merkakis, Alex Gordon, Howie Kendrick, Dale Murphy, Gio Gonzalez.
No, not Dale Murphy.
Daniel Murphy.
Yeah.
Might as well beat Dale Murphy.
No.
Dale Murphy got in, didn't he?
Yes.
Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
I remember watching him on TBS when I was a kid. But Gio Gonzalez, interesting enough, Dale Hillistry's on this list also. And it says never, ever getting in.
I thought I was still eligible for the NFL Hall of Fame, but I guess I fell off the ballot.
Yeah, no. Even the veterans are like, who?
Yeah.
Who?
Jeez. What's the guy got to do?
Be better.
Fine.
I mean, if you want to break it down. I mean,
and you wonder why Steve always has issues with people.
If you want me to tell you, you asked the question, I answered it. I'm blunt sometimes. So interesting enough, no new newcomers. Say that 10 times.
No
fast.
new newcomers.
No newcomers made the ballot. Were elected this time. Cole Hamels is the first one on there. He's the only one that had enough to stay on the ballot in terms of newcomers on the ballot. So it's a lot of older people that have been on the ballots the whole time. But next year, Buster Posey, who everybody thinks is a Hall of Famer, they changed the rules of the catching game for him after he got injured, all of that stuff. Buster Posey, probably going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer next year. So he's going on there next year as well. But the way they do it is stupid. The way they do the celebration is stupid. Just everything about this is stupid. And if I maybe just break it down and be blunt here about the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. I think we just summed it up, Dale. It's stupid. Oh, did I keep saying Chipper? I did a whole segment saying the wrong name. Yeah, Andrew Jones got in. Did I keep saying Chipper?
You kept saying Chipper.
Oh, did I? Yeah, Robert says, Andrew Jones, Chipper's already in. Yeah, sorry. Doesn't matter.
You went through a whole segment.
The whole segment saying the wrong Jones. Andrew and Chipper. Did I really say Chipper that whole time?
I'm sorry. I can only correct you so many times.
My whole point here is this is the stupidest thing ever. Andrew Jones got in with Beltran in this one. Now I got to go back and read voice over that whole thing and match it up to my voice again. That's fine.
That'll be your afternoon today.
Redoing that segment, making if my words don't match up to my mouth, just ignore it.
That's what you get.
Was I really saying
That's what
Chipper?
you get for talking baseball.
I know.
In the midst of playoff football.
I thought I'd have some fun with it, and I screw it up.
Instead of giving us a Cardinals coaching staff update.
Oh, that's coming. I figured I'd screw up the baseball one. I think doesn't that go bigger to the point that nobody knows who gets into the Hall of Fame? Andrew Jones. I'm gonna have to go back and listen. I'm sure I said Andrew Jones a lot, didn't I?
I think that was the first time you said it.
You don't even listen. You have no idea. But Robert chimed in and said, Andrew Jones, Chipper's already in. Yes, he is. They're teammates. They were teammates. By the way, Dale.
Oh, they were?
Yeah, they were.
For what team, Steve?
Atlanta Braves.
Okay.
Atlanta Braves. Andrew and Chipper. Move on from that nonsense now. Before we get to the NBA, well, let's get into the NBA. Or do you want to go NFL? I'll leave this up to you since I'm having a day here. I think I'm having a.
I will just follow your lead, Steve.
Well, you want to end positive or you want to end negative? There's no negative. There's no negative coming. It's all positive in the NFL circles. Cardinals are doing everything properly, just going through this process. Then that realization hit me yesterday, Dale. We'll just go to the NFL here. Realization hits me yesterday. Cardinals have like 32 people they're interviewing, right? Everybody that they pretty much are interviewed and everybody kind of wanted for the job. Well, they've been hired elsewhere, right? In terms of the fan base and in media and everything, they've all been hired elsewhere. Now, Clint Kubiak's still out there, but are you hearing anything about him anywhere?
Very quiet on the home front. I mean,
On him, yeah.
Anybody that I talk to seems to believe that it's kind of a done deal. I want to say Vance Johnson.
Don't do it. Don't do it, Vance Joseph.
Yes.
I had to look at my paper to make sure I said it right.
From Denver.
Here's the problem with this, and this is where I was just sitting there yesterday, just
in between phone calls,
just wondering what I've done with my life that people think that they can, just call you a liar and cheat and rob and cheat you, and everything. And
this
I
in
think
between
it's okay.
Hanging out with State Farm, taking a shot at me on Facebook, and then going on to your next thing.
Yeah, and then probably somebody somebody else giving me bad news and things to that effect. The names the Cardinals have, and like I said, Clint Kubiak. You heard anybody, any other team that's available talk about Clint Kubiak?
Have not.
At all.
Have not.
Have you heard anybody else talk about Raheem Morris?
No.
I haven't either. I follow these things and I look at them. Maybe I missed it. It's possible I missed it. Right? Very possible I missed it. But I got it right here. Sorry guys, I got to find it here. I'm trying to think of the other guys that they got there. The Rams offensive coordinator, the other LaFleur. Was it Mike?
Not Matt.
Have you heard anybody else? Any other teams go? We're waiting to talk to Mike LaFleur.
No.
Anybody? What about the defensive coordinator of the Rams? Anybody see any other teams clamoring to interview him? They're available. Well, at least phone interviews and stuff to that effect. Or have you heard any other teams go, we're in? Joe Brady. Anybody hear of Joe Brady, offensive coordinator of the Bills? Not the head coach that just got fired. The offensive coordinator of the Bills. Anybody hear of any other teams interviewing Joe Brady?
You mean other than the Cardinals?
Other than the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Any other team out there? The realization, there's a bunch of other names we can go through. Chris Shula, Rams is the Rams GC, right? Matt Nagy. Have you heard of? Well, Matt Nagy had a couple other interviews.
He did.
But interesting enough, Matt Nagy just got fired from being offense coordinator of the Chiefs. If you didn't hear that, his contract was up, and they went and got Eric Bieniemy back to be the offensive coordinator. So Matt Nagy doesn't have a job to go back to. But yeah, you want to interview him for your head coaching position? Really? Now, he did have a couple other head coaches, in fairness, right? Out there as well. Anthony Weaver, Dolphins defensive coordinator. Anybody else clamoring to hire Anthony Weaver? See a hot name out there, Dale?
Not that I know of.
What about Thomas Brown from the Patriots?
Thomas.
Are we hearing about a bidding war for him anywhere?
Thomas, he's sought after.
Jesse Minter with the Chargers is a bigger name. I know a couple teams did interview him, and the Cardinals are interested in talking to him as well. Texans DC, Matt Burke. As good as that Texans defense was, are other people clamoring to get Matt Burke into their building to possibly hire him? That's just not happening, folks, out there. Arthur Smith, Steelers offensive coordinator. Oh, I mean, he's probably flying from city to city looking for a new job. Oh, city to city. Everybody. There are teams that have head coaches that are wanting to interview him, right? Right? No, I don't think so, folks. Here's the realization I came to yesterday, and I'll throw Vance Joseph into this. Have you heard any other teams say we're waiting for Vance Joseph to become available to interview? Anybody? Any other team? Anybody?
Have not.
How about the UFL? Well, the UFL, does the UFL want to hire? They just hired like 6 new coaches. Does the UFL want to talk to Vance Joseph to be a head coach? The realization I came to yesterday afternoon. Cardinals are interviewing a bunch of people that nobody else wants.
Therefore, paying them less.
Yeah. Yeah. Not the hot commodities. They're not talking to them. They had a phone call with Harbaugh. Mike McDaniel. Rather go to be an offensive coordinator for the Chargers. By the way, that deal, he's got his job. He's got a job in San Diego in Chargers land as the offense coordinator. But he's still in the running for 2 head coaching jobs.
Right.
So the deal is, if he gets one of those jobs, obviously he's not going to. But they were like, no, we want you here in Chargers, and we'll wait to hear on the head coaching thing.
So I'm looking. I just pulled up Mike LaFleur. He's the brother of Matt.
Yep, from the Rams
From the Rams offense
who
coordinator.
doesn't play the
Which means if you're the offense coordinator for the Rams, you're like the offense coordinator for the Chiefs.
Yes.
You have some input probably during the week.
Yep.
But you don't call plays.
Nope. Your head coach is the man of the hour.
Are they hoping that
shizness.
Just because of the bloodlines,
Yes. Hey, man,
that'll just seep into Mike LaFleur?
Because you always see wives of professional athletes also be really good at professional sports, don't you? The closeness they have with their husbands.
Wow.
Or wives, depending on the sport. That doesn't work. But yeah, that's the question. But they're literally interviewing people that nobody else wants and has interest in. That's disaster, folks. Disaster is coming with this move.
And I can tell you, Arthur Smith, as a guy who knows John Holmberg, who literally is so sick about the Steelers fandom-wise,
yes.
He literally watches the All-22 on Tuesdays, their entire game after watching it on Sunday.
And he doesn't do a show to be able to talk about it like I do.
And
he does it for fun.
Yes. And
his offense is terrible.
He is so happy that Arthur Smith is gone.
Yeah. He's probably rooting on the Cardinals getting him. It's just this is the realization that hits me yesterday. None of the guys they're interviewing, none of the guys they brought in, none of the guys they're interviewing are on anybody else's radar. Not even just hey, this might be somebody we should interview. Just to see what he can bring to the table. Or maybe we need to interview him now because maybe in the future we might have an opportunity to hire him. So we should talk to him now and get kind of his thoughts and get in there. Cardinals are talking to a bunch of people that are on nobody's radar. 0 people's radar. There's a couple, like Matt Nagy had a couple other interviews. They're not even getting close to the people that are wanted by anybody. This is about to be a disaster. We're going to get a young guy again. So you can go, yeah, but other first-time guys succeed, Steve, like the Seahawks head coach, success, first-time head coach. He was one of the biggest names in coaching that year when he was hired by the Seahawks.
Yes.
That's the problem with it, right? Oh, but Steve, Jacksonville. We didn't know who Liam Cohen's name was, but he was one of the biggest names in the coaching circles when he was hired last year in Jacksonville. Cardinals can't even get all the Cardinals could get this year from guys that are the shizniz out there was a phone call from them. And a late night interview from Robert Salah. This is going to end disastrous. We're going to get another inexperienced coach in here. And wish him luck. But brace yourself, Cardinals fans. And it just hit me out of nowhere last night. I hear nobody talking that angle. Everybody's just talking about how bad the job is compared to everywhere else. And they're right. No quarterback situation.
It's like each job that opens
it pushes the
knocks the Cardinals job further down the list.
Yeah, no quarterback roster. You don't spend money. You don't go up to the salary cap. You're not spending money in the right places on players. Traditional losing strategy. Somebody chose the Titans over the Cardinals, folks. Yeah, the Titans have Cam Ward, but you don't know if he's going to work out or not. Probably he's going to, but you got to put talent around him. Ownership question marks galore there in Nashville.
Yes.
And they were chosen well over the Cardinals. Like I said, I can understand anybody from the Seahawks, Ravens, or Raiders. I'm sorry, Seahawks, Rams, or the other team in the Cardinals division, 49ers. I could see anybody on those staffs going, oh, we know what this division's like. And we're not going to Arizona because they're not going to compete. They're not going to compete with what we have here in Seahawks land. Clint Kubiak can look at this offense and go, We ain't competing with that Seahawks defense in Arizona. I'm not going there. So I can understand Robert Saleh going over to the Titans land. But they're not even, it feels like they're not even trying, right? To get into any of these people and talking. It just looks like they're waiting for Vance Joseph. It just looks like it. But again, show me another team that's also wanting to interview Vance Joseph.
Yeah, there's nobody else waiting for Denver to lose this weekend with Jared Stidham so they can bring him in.
Only one team was all excited that Bo Nix broke his ankle last week, and it looks like the Broncos are going to be done this week, more than the Cardinals. Nobody else is doing it. They've got their sights set on a guy, which, look, give them credit if that's who we end up with. They put their sights on a guy, and they're going to go get him. But it's somebody nobody else wants. That's not good, folks. Not good at all. So brace yourselves. That's all I want to say on that. That's so depressing.
The other thing about the Titans, they have about $100 million in cap space.
But are they going to spend it in the right places? There's question marks.
Well,
there.
hopefully Salah has some say-so in that.
No, I get it. Yeah. There's pluses to being Titans over the Cardinals. But like I said, my biggest thing is Salah has to look at it and go, Cardinals couldn't compete with us, and we were a beat-up MASH unit this year. And we laughed watching their film. I'm not going there. I'm going to go to the Titans. Who else is in that Titans division? You have a chance to turn that around pretty quickly there, don't you?
Indianapolis.
Yeah. Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Texans.
Mm-hmm. 2 playoff teams.
Yeah, but you can turn this around a lot easier than 3 teams that have 13 wins on the season, 12 wins on the season plus, and 2 playing in the NFC Championship game this weekend, by the way.
And 1 just eliminated.
It's just nauseating sitting back and looking at this. And I don't remember what I was doing yesterday when that hit me. And I just went, they're interviewing. It was around Vance Joseph. I remember that. I was thinking about Vance Joseph and like, yeah, he was here. His defense was good here. They passed on him, if you remember. He ends up in Denver. Now that defense is stellar there with Sean Payton. He probably deserves to be a head coach, to be honest with you, at least interview for a bunch of positions. But nobody's waiting for him. Nobody else is like, we got to talk to Vance Joseph when he becomes available. Like Clint Kubiak, you're hearing people go, okay, we're waiting for Clint Kubiak to finish up. His name is battered around out there. But it's like, what are we doing?
Well, I'm sitting here looking,
depressing,
again, I think if you're a coach and you have more than one option,
that's the thing.
You're looking, okay, if we just take the Cardinals.
Yep.
They're in the NFC West. It doesn't look like that anywhere. Anybody's going anywhere soon there. Nobody's.
A step back to a team in the NFC West is going to be 9 or 10 wins.
It's not like you got 2 75-year-old coaches who are about to retire. You got 3 young, stellar coaches, 3 really good football teams.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting to me? I was just pulling up the salary cap and who's over and who's under right now, and they can make adjustments by releasing guys and all that. But right now, the Chiefs are $63 million.
Yeah. With cheap owners, by the way.
Over.
Yeah.
Cap.
With cheap owners. Their ownership group is not exciting. But once Kelsey retires, they'll get a ton freed up for that, among other things.
As long as he does. The Cardinals have $30 million in cap space right now.
Yeah. By the way, they've had that for 2 years. They've never added and filled that gap. The Cardinals haven't even assigned anybody to long-term deals over the last. So the argument always is, well, we want to keep that money so we can sign somebody to a long-term deal during the season. Because when you do that, it hits the season you're in. That's why you do that stuff. But they haven't even done that. Well, is there anybody worth doing that to?
Therein lies the rub.
but it's ridiculous. It's just, I got more and more depressed yesterday. I've never been excited to have a payment get taken out before. And then also go into this depressed state about the Cardinals hiring of a head coach in this process. No matter who the Cardinals get, it's going to be viewed as a one-off and somebody that nobody else wants.
It's going to be underwhelming.
Yes. And it's going to be viewed like you said. We get the guys that have no options. We get the Bruce Arians, who did work out.
Right.
But he was the last one hired. Nobody else wanted to hire him. And they took the chance on him. The Jonathan Gannon. Nobody else wanted Jonathan Gannon. And you tampered with
Yeah, they
him on top
did.
of it.
Somebody had one. Why else would you tamper with
The
him?
Eagles didn't even want him. The
What?
Eagles would have been like, Jonathan Gannon, you can have him.
If he wasn't wanted, why we tamper with him? Cost the draft pick.
And we're going through another hiring. So Cliff Kingsbury, nobody wanted Cliff Kingsbury. But boy, do they have to go out and get him. Oh, it's so depressing. I think I'm going to cry. Let's get to some positive stuff here. I've been saying this for...
Why don't you make a clean break and take our break, and then we come back and talk about my magical sons.
Because I'm going to cry. I want people to see me cry. I have a couple NFL stuff I want to
Oh,
talk about.
okay.
Well, I tell you what. Let me recover from this depression that has waved over me these last couple of days. Not because the insurance company is a bunch of morons and clowns. Not because of any of the other stuff that happened yesterday. I just need a break because I got depressed.
Well, you're probably stuffed from that brownie at Chick-fil-A.
Cardinals are off. I'm going to eat a lot of brownies today with how depressed I am on this realization of the Cardinals.
Raheem Morris?
Nobody else has even interviewed him.
Well, Giants and Titans have. But they both hired coaches. Not named.
Not second.
Not named.
They haven't even
Raheem
had
Morris.
second interviews with anybody. They wanted second interviews with guys that were taken, but no second interviews with anybody. They're just not wanted. Do you think the Cardinals, Michael Bidwell's like, why does nobody want me? Why does nobody want me anywhere? Nobody wants to be around. My fan base hates me. No coach wants to coach here. Monty, you love me, right? And even Monty's like, yeah, sir. I love you to death. Can't be without you. Yeah, sir. Yeah. Monty, go make the people clap outside. Mark Dalton, go out there and make the people clap for me when I walk out of my office and make me feel good because nobody wants me around here.
So they're going to bring in an underwhelming head coach. Then they're going to draft an offensive tackle with their third pick.
That's the latest mock draft, folks. Offensive tackle. Spencer Fenno from Utah.
Well, either that. I've also seen the Miami offensive tackle.
Yeah.
He had one really good block on Monday night.
I thought he struggled on Monday. You're talking about Francis Magawoa?
Yeah, whatever the last. It starts with an M.
I thought he struggled a little bit on Monday. But that Indiana defense, well, that's the problem. You think the Indiana defense is tough? Wait till you get to the NFL. It's so depressing, folks. Come on back. This is a main event. Maybe I'll be
Can't
here.
wait till August.
Maybe I'll be here. It's so depressing. And we're back here. I've recovered. They'll slap me around a little bit. Get over it. Your team sucks. Live with it. Robert says, if they take the Miami tackle, would he be the highest drafted right tackle ever? And he says he would take Reese if available. Well, because the Oregon quarterback went back to school, I'm seeing everybody say the Jets were going to take Reese now that he's moved up a spot to number 2. Everybody has Reese in that number 2 spot as well going forward on that. I don't know. The highest drafted right tackle ever, there's been a lot of linemen taken 1 and 2. Over
Yeah,
the
there
years.
have.
One of them had to have been a right tackle, right? Well, I don't know, though,
How high
because
was
a lot of
Leonard
times you
Davis?
can move.
How high was Leonard Davis taken out here?
He was maybe 3. But a lot of times when these guys come out, they're not classified as right tackles because they can play left.
Yeah,
They can move
not
to the
right
left.
tackle. Orlando Pace
Yeah.
was a left
Yeah,
tackle. I
a
know he
left
was really
tackle.
high.
Yeah, but he was 1, I think, wasn't he? He was 1 or 2. Leonard Davis. Let's see here real quick because that's the one I was thinking of also. Let me get through this here. I apologize. I want to say 3rd. Oh no, 2nd overall. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, second overall. So there you go. 2nd overall is the highest that we know of. Right there. Yeah. Just more depressing. So, a lot of people want Sean McDermott, and Cardinals aren't even interviewing him right now and stuff to that effect. Interesting enough, Sean McDermott's trending on Twitter right now as well. Not because he's coming to the Cardinals, by the way, but he is trending. Let's see what it's trending about here as well. Okay. It's hyping him up on Twitter, but I'm about to tell you why Sean McDermott, as successful as he was, in the eyes of greatness, might be condemned a failure here with what he did as well. Keep in mind, he's 17 years. The Bills missed the playoffs for 17 years before he got there. They drafted Josh Allen a year after he got there and then made the playoffs 8 of 9 years after that, in his whole career there in Buffalo as well, right? Made him a contender. They made, of course, only 2 AFC championship games, which is kind of want to go to. Yahoo put this big thing together that I saw yesterday, and basically they're calling it Buffalo's dynasty that never was. And I'm shocked on how good Buffalo was, but yet couldn't get over that hump, right? And things like that. So much so, Dale, wins 2020 to 2025 is the time frame that the Buffalo Bills were great. They were a great team, folks.
Right.
They had one more win than the Chiefs did overall. 73 wins for the Bills in that time frame. Chiefs only had 72. How many Super Bowls and AFC Championship games do the Chiefs? Chiefs made it to all 5 AFC Championship games. How many Super Bowls they have in that time frame? 3, roughly. Look at that. That is an amazing stat. Scoring offense and points. Bills, number 1, 2,896 points. Cowboys were second with 2,722 in the NFL. Scoring defensive points. Bills, 1,994. Obviously, what they give up. Chiefs, 2,043. They are the best. They kept you out of the end zone the most. They scored the most points against you in this time frame. So the differential here over the 2020 to 2025 seasons, Bills were plus 902 in points differential. The second place team, Baltimore Ravens, were only plus 581. That's a large margin.
Right.
Large margin over those years that they were talking about. First place by a long ways. Here's the interesting thought. The gap between the Bills and the Ravens, that difference there between them, 902 points to 581 points, whatever that difference is, I'm not doing the math, was more, that's a larger gap than the Ravens in second place and the 9th place Rams. There's only a 267-point differential between second place and 9th place. That's how big of a difference that was there as well. This Bills team was dominant over these 5-year spans. Dominant. And just couldn't even get there as well, right?
They're a little bit like Phil Mickelson was to Tiger Woods.
Really one of the greatest of all time, but just couldn't get over that
If Kansas City wasn't there for the 6 or 7 years, Buffalo would have been there a few years.
Or the Houston, or Michael Jordan to everybody else, right?
Yeah.
And Houston and all those guys. Obviously, everything's measured in the NFL by rings, right, and all that stuff. But The Bills are one of just 4 teams in the history of the big leagues, right? The top 4: hockey, baseball, basketball, and football. The big 4 leagues, they're just one of 4 teams to have 600 plus win percentage in at least 7 straight seasons, with ever advancing to a championship. It was interesting enough. There was a hockey team in this list: the 2004 to 2011 San Jose Sharks, and the 1981 to 87 Milwaukee Bucks. But there is another football team on this list that the Bills joined these 4 teams into. Who would be the 4th team? And it's an NFL team, Dale. You have to go back a little bit here. Who would be the other team that you played for in this list? Give him the hint.
I was looking for the top offensive lineman pick. Well, what was the question?
Hey, Dale, welcome to the show.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to get that information.
So the Bills are one of 4 teams in the history of the Big 4 leagues to have a 600 win percentage in at least 7 straight seasons without advancing to a championship.
Ooh.
So Milwaukee Bucks in 81 to 87, San Jose Sharks 2004 2011, and one other football team did it. And you have to go back a little bit. It wasn't when you played for them, but it's one of the teams you played for there. Also, 600 win percentage and never played for a championship.
Well, my first, if you're talking about that, I was going to say the Cowboys.
Nope.
Well, there's only a couple of choices.
The Cowboys never won 600 until you got there.
Yeah, but I think they had a pretty good winning percentage under Garrett, but they never got to the NFC
They never got to. They never got far. But but they didn't have a 600 every year. I don't think.
Well, obviously they did if they're not on that list.
They're not on the list.
You already said the Bills.
Well, the Bills are the 4th team to make it.
The Ravens?
No. Well, the Ravens. I said you have to go way back. That was my hint that it was
the Raiders.
Raiders, yeah. 1968 to 75, Oakland Raiders. 600 win percentage and never made it to a championship.
Really?
Yeah. That's how rare it is with the Ravens, what the Bills have not accomplished.
Yeah.
Over the last several years as well.
Wow.
So think about this as a Bills fan. Like, we want to complain about Cardinals. At least we don't get teased with success. Bills made 4 straight Super Bowls. Losers, right? Losses for all of them. I meant losses, not losers in terms of that.
Yeah,
right?
but okay, so tell me this.
And then now they dominate this era and can't even get to a Super Bowl.
Tell me this. How do you look back at that Cardinals Super Bowl? With fond memories of that season?
Well, of course, because unexpected. Even when they made the playoffs, you had no expectations they were going far. Now, it built, when they got to that NFC Championship game against the Eagles, and that was home, I walked into that game going, we're going to the Super Bowl. We're going to the Super Bowl.
You talk about everything falling in line.
Yes. Like, it was Eagles beat the Giants in that, and it was like, we're going to the Super Bowl. At home? Are you kidding me? We're going to the Super Bowl, baby. When they had Atlanta in that second round, everybody was like, oh, Atlanta's going to kill them. I was like, Atlanta's nothing. We got this, baby.
You're so full.
I wasn't that confident. For that Eagles game, I was super confident going into that. I'm like, oh, my God, I was literally driving there going, we're going to the Super Bowl today. You could just feel it in the air. Unexpected. Didn't expect them to be there. So kind of a different deal, you know. But if you have 4 or 5, that's the thing. If you're a Bills fan today, I'm sure Bills fans look back on those runs, those that were around for those 4 Super Bowl runs, and they're probably like, that was a great team now. Like, you can look back now and be like, okay, that era was fantastic. It was a great run. Its ending sucked, but it was a great run. In the moment afterwards, you're like, oh, we suck. But this run right here with the dominance, like, you knew how dominant the Bills were. They just couldn't get back to Chiefs. And then you look at these numbers and you're like, holy crap. They were all-time greats.
Yeah.
And they couldn't get past the Chiefs. It's amazing to see as well, right? When you look at that side. So, brings me to my next point. Is this kind of why Sean McDermott's not high on a lot of people's lists right now?
Well, I know that there's 25 other teams that would love to have that problem.
This is my argument. This is my argument about Sean McDermott, because I heard people say that. People have said that to me. Hey, Steve, he couldn't get past the Chiefs. He couldn't win there. Okay, we'll deal with that. Let's make it to the playoffs 8 out of 9 years, and then worry about that.
Yes. And get to a championship game every couple of years.
Yes. Let's make the playoffs in the first. Let's not have a losing season for a couple years. then we can worry about if he's not the right guy or not.
Well, that's you
But
look
he's
at
not on a lot of. He's not on a lot of people's lists right now.
You look at the Bills' 4 losses in a row. They were to all 4 of them were to 3 NFC East teams when the NFC East was
Dominant.
the dominant division in football.
Giants, Cowboys.
Giants, Redskins.
Oh, Redskins. I forgot about
Redskins were
Back then.
rolling and going, and then
I
us.
forgot about the Redskins.
You know,
'Cause I was like, the Eagles didn't win it, obviously.
no,
Yeah, Redskins. That's right. Cardinals were in that list. They were in the NFC.
they
back
were
then.
in the NFC East back then. Yeah, NFC East. Hey, somehow, some way, they got knocked out of the NFC East, even though all those rivalries.
Yeah. Well, it's because San Francisco is a more natural rivalry for some reason. Yeah. So I don't know. Just fascinating numbers that I saw there from Yahoo putting that out there. That because I was wondering this last night. I'm like, why is Sean McDermott not? He told his coaches he wants to coach still. He wants to get back into it. Then you saw that Newsweek article where he said he doesn't want to go to the Raiders or the Cardinals. Doesn't want to rebuild a team. Wants to go to a team that's already there. The problem with teams that are close, they're not usually not looking for a head coach. Unless you're the Bills. Maybe the Bills will take him back.
Hey, we looked around. We made a mistake.
But the Bills aren't a team. The Bills aren't a team that I look at and go, they're on the cusp of a Super Bowl win right now.
No, not anymore.
Their defense has regressed. They have no offensive talent has regressed. There's some rebuilding coming in Buffalo. So I don't even consider that, from that perspective. But teams that need coaches need an upswing, right? They might have foundations, but they need to get over that. There's nobody that just needs to get over the hump that's available right now. Maybe Atlanta, but that's Stefanski, of course, there. Did you
Right.
see Baker Mayfield's comments about Stefanski? Oh, boy. That's going to be a fun rivalry when that
Well,
comes up.
somebody said something about, Stefanski and what he's up against in Cleveland and all the quarterbacks that went through
How bad the
there.
quarterbacks were. And they named Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Baker's more upset with the way they dismissed him.
Yeah.
More than he's not there anymore. It's the way they treated him and ran him out of town.
But at the
kind
end
a
of the
deal.
day, in the back of his mind and in his heart, he's happy they did.
Oh,
If he was still up
absolutely.
there, he'd
But
be
he's still
miserable.
but he's still holding a grudge.
Oh yeah. Well,
He's
that's what
still
makes
holding a
Baker
grudge.
Baker. That's what makes Baker bake.
I think players with chips on their shoulders, no matter how stupid those chips
Yeah.
are, I think it steps them up a level in a game. And those games against Atlanta next year are going to be fun to watch. Might see all-time epics there with Baker as well out there. Robert Kraft spoke about what I've been saying for a while. Hasn't been a secret. We know where the NFL wants to go, but it's the first time we've seen an owner speak about it out loud. Now, this CBA doesn't wind up until 2030, so 4 more years. But what the NBA or what the NFL, and I've been telling you guys this before, they want to go to 18 games. And they want to go to 18 games because that 18th game is going to be an international game for every team. Every team's going to play international 18th. The home game will be 18th. So you're not going to lose anything as a season ticket holder. Like, he even went on to say in this radio interview, Robert Kraft did, he also let out there, 2-game preseason, not a shocker. They want to go down to that, 18 games as well. And then, like I said, an international game for each team every season. But he also said 2 bye weeks, which I think the NFL should get back to, 2 bye weeks for every team. One like after the quarter mark, like week 5 through 8, 5 through 9, it's that time frame. First quarter of the season. And then, of course, second quarter of the season leading up to the playoff push and things to that, I think needs to be done as well. So it is officially out there. But he also said they want to have as many as 9 international games this year in 2026. I hate that they're taking games away from home teams now to go international. When they go 18, fine, have an international game, every team, because we're accustomed to 17 games now, right?
Right.
And however many home games you got, or whatever it is. One year it's 8, 1 year it's 9. I have no problem with that, but it's out now. The big secret that isn't a secret, but nobody was speaking of it. Robert Kraft put it out there on a radio interview yesterday. So pay attention to that change coming up here as well in the NFL, because they're going to push hard at that point as well.
Why not go? Let's just go to 20. Let's get the revenue going, Stevie.
And by the way, he admits it's all a push for greater revenues. That's what he does as well. Robert tagged me on this. When was it? Oh, this is an hour ago. Robert tagged me and said, I don't even think Bidwell would do this. So I have to read this. I don't have the audio, obviously. But the Bills owner there, Terry Pagala, is talking. He says the coaching staff pushed to draft wide receiver Keon Coleman. Is this why Keon's trending? Because I saw Keon was trending. So the coaching staff pushed to draft Keon Coleman, the wide receiver, and that was never the GM, Brandon Beane's top choice in that situation as well. So he's putting this out in a press conference, folks, after McDermott's fired. Quote, that was Brandon being a team player. He's taken heat over it. I'm here to tell you the true story, end quote. By the way, Keon Coleman's on the team still, and the owner is saying, yeah, the GM didn't want him. And he's still on the team.
He was on the team because the coaches want him, and
not
they're
the
gone.
GM. So that's bad. And two, an owner's throwing a lot of people under the bus, not just the player. Wow. Robert, you're absolutely right. I don't even think Bidwell would do that. Just awful talk there as well. I also saw that there was some internal review on processes, and Sean McDermott was not shy to admit the problems that he has in the organization with the GM and other people, and it didn't go over well from what I understand. He flat out, he was talking specifically about positions and players and things to that effect within the organization, and nobody agreed with it. They did not like the way he was throwing. It was perceived the GM was being blamed, which if you look at that roster, it's terrible.
Yeah. You know, if they didn't have Josh Allen, they'd be a 4-5 win football team.
Absolutely, they'd be the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah,
you'd be watching them because they'd have some talent, but not a lot of from that perspective as well. But Dale, let's wrap this up. Some positivity. Your Phoenix Suns win last night.
But by the way, real quick, your 100-point score has made ESPN. Adrian Stubbs breaks Arizona's single-game scoring record.
Was that like 2 weeks ago he did that? And ESPN's just getting
last
it now?
week. Relax.
Feels like forever.
You know the previous record was 75 points.
Who scored that?
The legend George McCormick back in 1966. There were no 3-point shots.
Hold on. What was it? What was their old one?
75 points.
And this kid scored 70 in the first half.
Yeah.
He almost beat that record just in the first half.
Yeah.
I told you, I see a lot of people. Nobody's attacking the kid, thank goodness.
Right.
But people are attacking the coaching staff and questioning what the coaching staff's doing and stuff like that. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about my favorite team in the Valley.
I'm glad ESPN picked up on that a week late. Good job, ESPN. 116-110 win by the Suns last night over the 76ers. Was it a perfect game? No. Should it have been more of a blowout? Yeah.
Oh, we're not going to start down that road.
But they got the win, Dale.
We're not going to start down that road.
They got the win.
Boy, the minute I start hearing people talk, well, you didn't win by enough. Or
that's actually why I said it, was just to make you upset.
Hey, we need to win by more.
The big news last night was how's Jalen Green going to fit back into this rotation?
Yeah.
Ended up only having 12 points from him. 20 minutes is what he played last night. Goodwin played 20 minutes. Grayson Allen played 29 minutes. My eyesight's all messed up here. Oso played 29 minutes. Ryan Dunn only played 9 last night. 34 for Booker. Gillespie, 28. Mark Williams, 18. Dylan Brooks, 30. Royce O'Neal, 24 in the Suns' victory last night. Is this now? Green's going to get more minutes than 20 coming up, obviously on a time clock. Strange while they're bringing him back and everything.
Right.
But just judging by this, I was surprised Dylan Brooks got 30 whole minutes in the game last night. I expect his numbers to drop into the high 820s. Just giving him a little bit more rest.
I think what it affords the Suns to do is one of those guys. It seems like every night one of those guys not hitting their, like last night Dylan was struggling shooting the ball.
Struggling a lot.
Yeah. So it affords you the opportunity to give him some rest.
That's what I'm getting at. So I think his minutes are going to go down to like 26, 27, 28.
Well, what I'm saying is there's been games where Colin Gillespie has struggled a little bit.
Yeah, 12 points last night.
Right, but there's been some games where he's been a little bit off. Yeah. And so it affords them the opportunity to change that up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, when I was watching that game last night, It was absolutely fantastic. You can see the difference in speed and aggressiveness when Jalen Green's out there.
Yeah.
He has an explosion that Devin Booker doesn't have.
Moves fast.
That nobody on that team has. It's like everybody else is kind of moving like this, and then there's Jalen Green.
From a standstill. He'll just be standing there, and then next thing you know, he's at the hoop, laying the ball in or whatever. The other thing that I noticed besides that, because that was painfully obvious last night, like it was like, wow.
Yeah,
and everything.
Now it could be a little bit of fresh legs. This is the end of a road trip.
Well, part of it, but that's his game. To be honest with you, if you know, that's what he does. It's just late games is where his concern is. You're not sure, but you don't need him to do that here. The other thing that I really honed into last night, and I saw a lot of clips after the game as well, not just what they showed on the broadcast. Is just like everybody smiles on this team.
Yep.
Booker and Green are on the bench, hamming it up. Big smiles on their faces as they're joking around and having fun and things to that effect. That goes a long way when you enjoy going out there and playing with your buddies and stuff like that. This is his first game back. Everybody was glad he was out there. There's no animosity. Nobody, at least visually. Like, I don't see Dylan Brooks being like, he's taking my minutes. Screw him.
No.
I think if anything, it's like, oh my God, he's back. Thank God. Let's go. Now we can go. And now we step it up. Now my role's this. Let's go do this, baby. Well, there's no jealousy on this team whatsoever.
And the other thing, I just shake my head at in this day and age, the fact that Jalen Green traveled with the team.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Yeah, in this day.
And you see him when guys were getting interviewed after games. He'd be coming up to him and high-fiving them and happy for him. And
that's the other thing. The post-game interviews are fun to watch.
Yes.
Always watch the post-game interviews because somebody's doing something to the guy that's being interviewed.
Yes.
Whoever it was last night got bumped out of the screen. There's like screaming going on and stuff to that. Just watch your language, fellas. The NBA doesn't like that side of it.
So remember going into this road trip.
Yep.
I said 3-3.
Yeah,
I'd be satisfied.
Yeah, that's the least you want.
Yeah, 3-3, I'd be satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
They started off 0-2.
Yes, and they fought in both games, but the first game against the Heat was disappointing. They should have won that game, and it's almost like that was the one game where you're like, man, they didn't even show up for this. This is the first game of the road trip, and they didn't even show up for this. So it was really disappointing.
So now if they beat Atlanta, they're going to be 4-2 on the road trip.
Yes.
And then you get to come home for a while.
That's what I expect.
And you want victories by 15 points.
Enough of these 6-point wins, fellas.
You are such a fan. Gosh.
They went perfect on the free throw line last night also, by the way.
That's very important. Boy, you know what? I love Mark Williams. The more I watch him, big man gets up and down the court. He blocks shots, but he also alters more, and there's no stat in the book for altered shots.
Did you see that block? Yeah, it wasn't last night. It was the game before where he went up and literally just palms the ball in the air and brings it in to block it. And I was just like, you don't see that very often. No, this team has some magic to it. And I think last night was kind of like a breath of fresh air. One, Green needs to stay healthy.
Oh.
Now the question is game number 2, right? Game 1's out of the way. Game 2 is where you got to kind of worry about, right? Stretch a lot today, senor. Get a massage. Stretch a lot today. Just keep stretching all day. But also the rotation, seeing the way the team responded to him being there with things being kind of jumbled up a little bit, just alleviates everything that could possibly go wrong. This isn't going to be a Lakers situation with LeBron coming back.
Right.
This team, and I'm not saying they're going to win them all, but this team's excited for him to be there. This team's ready to go. Trade deadline's in 2 weeks, by the way. Nick Richards needs to be traded. He's not getting any playing time. I don't know what you'll get it, whatever for him, bag of balls or whatever you can get for him, and everything like that. I don't know if you want to bring anybody in. You're getting Jalen Green back.
No, I would not mess with his chemistry. I don't know if you want to mess with
his chemistry at all.
No,
I wouldn't. The next thing we got to worry about is, are they going to bring – everybody's pretty much – if you get rid of Gillespie, Brooks, you're not getting rid of any of those guys. Dunn. Oso, like there's talk that there's teams that want Oso. Can't get rid of Oso in this situation. He's playing well.
Yeah, that's why people want him.
Yeah, I know.
No,
he fits in.
I think that
he's from Chandler.
I think they're looking at Jalen Green being their trade acquisition.
It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun to watch. Off tonight, play tomorrow against the Hawks. A bad Hawks team.
Last road game of the trip.
Then they come home.
And they're favorable schedule over the next
It's
25, 30 games.
They have the Cavs coming up. I know that. Let me look it up here real quick. I have it right in front of me. Let me just click on this button here. So they have the Hawks coming up Friday night, 5:30 p.m. Oh, it's Friday night, so it's
They get a
2
couple
nights.
days
Yeah,
off.
I didn't realize that. So Friday night, then they come back and they got the Heat on Sunday, then the Nets, Pistons, Cavaliers on Thursday the 29th and Friday the 30th. So back to back for between Pistons and
At
Cavs.
home.
Thanks NFL or NBA for your schedule there. Appreciate you. Then they got Clippers, and then they're at Trailblazers, Warriors at home, and then 76ers at home as well. So a very favorable schedule going into February coming up as well.
1, 2, 3 road games after Friday night.
Yeah.
Until March 8th.
Well, they played a lot of road games to begin the season, so now it's got to even out a little.
Three road games from January 25th
Thank God I'm not a season ticket holder. It's a lot of games
to
go
March
to.
10th.
Man, Holmberg's going to be so tired of going to those games.
Wow.
When it's all said and done.
But then they go on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 game road trip. But wow, that's and they're right now they're in the 6th seed.
Yep, they moved up in front of the Timberwolves, who have lost 3 in a row. By the way, a lot of stuff's happening in Minnesota these days. 3 losses for them, for the Timberwolves, so they moved down to that. So as I said, Timberwolves can be caught here. Houston and the Lakers can probably be caught also, more so the Lakers and Houston coming that way. But this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun couple months here leading up into the playoffs for the Suns.
Well,
here as
Golden
well.
State loses their guy,
Yeah.
Butler. He's out for the season.
I'm not worried about. I wasn't worried about Golden State catching
Well.
the Suns anyway, but now I'm even less so.
Yeah.
Old man legs are going to get tired quickly up there as well. So fun times, Dale. Good game last night.
Good game last night. So the only question remaining is WWHTS. What will happen to Steve?
Well, I can tell you
today?
this. 17 minutes ago, my phone rang.
Yeah. Was it offering you $1 million to go somewhere else?
No, because it's me. And then I get a text because I didn't answer it, obviously. I should have answered it on air. I didn't answer it, and all it says is call me. It's my property management company.
Uh-oh. Don't they know you're on the air with your number 1 rated podcast?
They do, which is what tells me this is a bad call.
Well, call them on the air.
I should have. You guys can hear what I deal with. I did tell him yesterday. I said I need a couple bids on the roof because obviously you want to get several bids and stuff like that. If I have to pay for it and stuff like that. But no, she knows not to call me for noon. And the fact that I got a call 9:45, 9:47 tells me, wish me luck, folks. Dale, get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow, 8 o'clock. McCollum on Business coming up at 11 today. What are the markets doing today? Yesterday when we did the morning business show, it was ugly. It was ugly throughout the day as well. And get you updated on what's happening on that side. And looks like a recovery, at least right now, from yesterday's.
Maybe she's calling and say, hey,
disaster.
Steve, we found a company that's going to give you a free roof.
What's the catch? We're like, we found a tenant that's going to overpay for your house.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Those calls never happen. Come on back, folks. We'll see you tomorrow, 8 o'clock. We'll call my business at 11. I'll try to clear up my tears. Yeah, later, everybody.